Dear members of the Sangha, Tathagata Meditation Center, Dhamma families, and all devotees. Now we are celebrating the Buddha Day. Buddha Day is an auspicious day that signifies Bodhisattva birth, Buddha enlightenment, and his passing away. Buddha was a historical person. He really lived and taught over 2,500 years ago. Now we have to reflect on the virtues of the Buddha. He was born and brought up as a prince, and he renounced the world at the age of 29. He renounced the world because he wanted to find a way to end all suffering. He saw beings suffering, and so he wanted to save them. That means he wanted to help beings save themselves from suffering. In order to find the way to end all suffering, he had to give up his kinship, his parents, his wife, his child, and his kingdom. So he renounced the world and went into the forest, took off his garb, and took the dress of a monk and became a recluse. For 6 years, he practiced Dogracharya, austerities. He practiced many forms of severe practices with a view of gaining the way to end all suffering. At the end of 6 years, he found the way to end all sufferings. He practiced that way himself, and he got the best results of the practice. That is, he became the Buddha, the fully enlightened one. He taught all beings for 45 years. He taught every day to all who came to him for guidance. And at the age of 80, after teaching for 45 years, he passed away. In order to become the Buddha, he had to make a superhuman effort. Even in his last life, even in the life when he became the Buddha, he had to practice severe meditation for 6 long years. Before that, not even for countless years, but for countless eons, countless lives, he had to fulfill what are called paramis, perfection, or necessary qualification to become the Buddha. So he became the Buddha not for nothing. He had to make effort himself. He had to sacrifice many, many things in order to become the Buddha. What are the qualities of the Buddha? Whenever we say the word Buddha, we always say the fully enlightened one. So Buddha was the fully enlightened one. He became enlightened by his own effort without the help of any human beings or celestial beings. And he possessed total purity of mind. That is one great quality that Buddha possessed, total purity of mind. Now our minds are always with impurities. Our minds are always with attachment, greed, hatred, delusion, pride, jealousy, and so on. But the mind of the Buddha was totally free from all impurities. Since his mind was totally pure, he was not capable of anger, not capable of attachment, not capable of pride, and so on. So even though there was provocation, he would never get angry. This total purity of mind is one outstanding quality that Buddha possessed. When we hear the words total purity of mind, we may think this quality is not so great. But if we compare our minds to the minds of the Buddha, which is totally pure, we understand that it is a great quality, an admirable quality. Now for us, we get attached to things which are desirable. We see something that is beautiful and we are attached to the things, or we are attached to persons. And on the least provocation, we just get angry. We do not think about getting angry. We get angry the moment we are provoked. In such circumstances, it would be very difficult, almost impossible, not to have attachment, not to get angry. But the Buddha, since he possessed total purity of mind, since his mind was totally pure, would never get attached to anything at all, or he would never get angry with anything or any person. Now his cousin Devadatta attempted to take his life 3 times. Devadatta attempted to kill the Buddha, but Buddha was not angry with him. Actually, Buddha had compassion for Devadatta. And Buddha had the same attitude towards his sons Rahula as towards Devadatta and other person who tried to kill him. So the total purity of mind is a great quality, and it is very, very difficult to possess such a quality. The Buddha did possess that quality as a result of his superhuman effort. And the other quality the Buddha possessed was omniscience. that is knowing all, knowing everything. In order to get this quality, also Buddha had to spend countless eons, countless lives. So actually, it is no wonder that Buddha possessed this great quality of knowing everything when we see how long he fulfilled his profession to achieve this knowledge. And he spent billions of lifetimes acquiring the necessary perfection. So it is no wonder that the Buddha possessed omniscience or all-knowing wisdom. This knowing wisdom was not for the Buddha to show off or to boast of. It is a tool for him, or he used it as a tool to teach other beings. With the help of omniscience, he knew exactly what to teach, how to teach, and when to teach. That is why his teaching was always successful. To recollect the 9 qualities of the Buddha, let us recite Buddha-Guna, qualities of the Buddha. Open your book, page number 9. Can you follow me? Jatanatiya Guna, Buddha-Guna, 9 qualities of the Buddha.
Quý vị mở trang số 9 để mà biết đọc 9 cái phẩm hạnh của Phật trong cái cuốn Đậm Nam.
So can you follow me, Pali? Itipi so bhagawa.
Itipi so bhagawa.
Araham. Samma Sambuddha. Vijja Charana Sampanno. Sugato. Loka Vidu. Anuttara. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Sattha Deva Manusanam. Buddha Bhagavan. Iti so Bhagavan. Araham. Samma Sambuddha. Vijja Charana Sampanno. Sugato. Loka Vidu. Anuttara. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Sattha Deva Manusanam. Buddha Bhagavan. We recite 3 times. Iti piso Bhagavan. Aram Samma Sambuddha. Vijja Charana Sampanno. Sugato Loka Vidu. Nodara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanam Buddha Bhagava Iti Piso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddha Vijayacharana Sampanna Sugato Loka Vidu Nodara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddha Bhagava Iti Pisa Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddha Vijayacharana Sampanna Sugato Loka Vidu Nodara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddha Bhagava. Translation, follow me. Thus the perfect one is
Thus the perfect one is
the perfectly pure one,
the perfectly pure one,
free from all kinds of defilements.
free from all kinds of defilements.
Samma Sambuddha,
Samma Sambuddha,
the supremely self-enlightened one,
the supremely self-enlightened one,
the omniscient one,
the omniscient one,
one with full understanding
one with full understanding
of whatever needs to be understood.
of whatever needs to be understood.
Vijayacharana Sampanna,
Vijayacharana Sampanna,
the possessor of knowledge and conduct.
the possessor of knowledge and conduct.
Sugato,
Sugato,
the enlightener, as previous Buddhas,
as the previous Buddha,
or the wise speaker,
or the wise speaker,
speak of what is truthful and beneficial
speak of what is truthful and beneficial
at the right time,
at the right time,
whether it is pleasant or unpleasant
whether it is pleasant or unpleasant
to the listener.
to the listener.
Loka we do,
Loka we do,
the knower of the world,
know
worlds of living beings,
words of living beings,
worlds of geographical location,
words of geographical location,
the worlds of psychophysical phenomena.
all physical phenomena.
Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati,
Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati,
the incomparable man Dhamma,
incomparable man Taylor.
Satta Deva Manusana,
Tatha Deva Madhusana,
the teacher of gods and men.
teacher of gods and man.
Buddha,
Buddha,
the enlightened one,
the enlightened one,
who also helps others
who also helps others
attain enlightenment
attain enlightenment
of the Four Noble Truths
of the Four Noble Truths
for themselves
for themselves
through Satipatthana Vipassana practice.
through Vipassana meditation practice.
Bhagawa,
Bhagava,
the perfectly blessed one.
perfectly blessed one.
Buddha is completely fulfilled with all of the infinite qualities. His qualities cannot be comprehended, cannot be compared, which are inconceivable, without limit. So the first one is Araham. So commentary mentioned that Araham has 5 meanings. Arakata Arahan, Arinahadatta Arhan, Aranahadatta Arhan, Vijayadinam Arhata Arham, Papakarani Rahabhavati Arham. That means even in one quality, the first quality of Arhan is noble Buddha is worthy of receiving the special veneration of all human beings, all devas and all brahmas. Why he is worthy of receiving the special veneration for all beings? Because of being fulfilled with his extraordinary qualities of sila, morality, samadhi, concentration, pinya, wisdom, vimoti, liberation, and vimoti jnana dasana, knowledge of liberation. Because of these qualities, Buddha is called Arahant. That means he is worthy of receiving the special veneration. Another meaning of Arahant is Araka. That means Buddha is very, very far away from mental defilements. He is free and purifies from all the unwholesome tendency and the 1,500 mental defilements, kilesa. Because he is far away from these mental defilements, he is called Arahant. Another meaning of Arahant is eradicated. The noble Buddha has eradicated his enemies of mental defilements such as greed, hatred, delusion, etc. It is another meaning of Arahant. Another meaning of Arahant is Buddha has broken the spokes of the wheel of samsara, the wheel of existence. Because of these qualities, because of his breaking down the spokes of the wheels of existence, samsara, he is called Arahant. Another meaning of Arahant is Araha. Araha. That means Buddha has nothing to conceal. He is always pure, whether in public or in private. So that is not Arahant, that is Arahant. That means he has nothing to conceal, nothing to hide. He is always pure, whether in public or in private. And then Sammasambuddha, because of this, the Blessed One is fully enlightened. That is his understanding of whatever needs to be understood. Avijjacharana Sambandha, because of this, he is fully endowed with vision and conduct. And number 4, Sukata, because of this, he has gone rightly, he has gone to Nibbana. Because of this, he dwells and goes with suitable, graceful conduct in accordance with the Noble Eightfold Path. Because of this, he is called Sayadaw. Number 5, Loka we do. Because of this, the Blessed One is called Loka we do, the knower of the world. And number 6, Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarati. Because of this, he is the incomparable leader of men to be tamed. So these men are considered to be tamed when they behave in a skillful way as taught by the Buddha. The Buddha can admonish and advise them who are worthy of being instructed because Buddha is the highest, the most noble being in the entire world, because he is fulfilled with the highest and most noble qualities of morality, concentration, wisdom, liberation, and knowledge of liberation. And Satta Deva Manusana, because of this, he is the teacher of cause and man. Buddha, because of this, he is the enlightened one. Number 9, Bhagawa, because of this, he is blessed one. So if we recollect the virtues of the Buddha, there are many qualities of the Buddha to be reflected. 45 years he taught the Dhamma. If you practice Dhamma, if you see the Dhamma, you will see the Buddha. If you do not practice Dhamma, you will not see the Buddha, you will not meet the Buddha. So we have to practice Dhamma to see the Buddha, to meet the Buddha. What is Dhamma? The Dhamma actually means what the Buddha realized at the moment of his enlightenment and what he taught to all beings. That is the Dhamma. In other words, the Dhamma means Mega, Phala, Nibbana, and Pariyatti. So path, fruition, Nibbana, and his teaching. The 4 paths, the 4 fruition, Nibbana, and the teachings are Dhamma. So when we say Dhamma, we mean all these 10 things. That is when we say Dhamma with regard to the triple gems. Or in other words, Dhamma means what he realized, what the Buddha realized at the moment of enlightenment, and also what his disciple realized at the moment of enlightenment, and also what the Buddha taught to the world. Now, how big is the body of his teaching. Buddha talked very fast. During the time when an ordinary person say one word, Buddha could say 120 words. Unbelievable. So with the speech, Buddha taught for 45 years every day. So his teaching would be very great. There are so many teachings of the Buddha that sometimes we might say that there are too many things to know. We can hope to understand his teaching. But on one occasion, Buddha summarized his teaching in just one verse. Summarize his teaching in just one verse. So we think we should all know that verse. Many of you already know what that verse is. Can you open your book, page 15? Page 15, Ovada Patimokkha, disciplinary advice. The first verse is the summarized teaching of his summarized verse. So can you follow me? Sabba papasa akaranam kusalasa upasambedam Sajita Priyodapanam Etam Buddha Nasasanam Sava Papasa Akaranam Usalasa Upasambedam Sajita Priyodapanam Etam Buddha Nasasanam. Recite slowly 3 times. Sabapapasa Karanam Usalasa Upasambedam Sajita Priyodapanam Etam Buddha Nasasanam Sabapapasa Karanam Kusalasa Upasambedam Sajita Priyodapanam Etam Buddha Nasasanam Sabapapasa Karanam Kusalasa Upasambedam Sajita Priyodapanam Etam Buddha Nasasanam. Translation, follow me. Not to do any evil, to cultivate good, to purify one's mind. This is the teaching of the Buddhas.
This is the teaching of the Buddhas.
So this is summarized summary of his teaching in just one verse. Many of you know this verse, and that verse epitomize all the teaching of the Buddha. It is very simple. Do not do any evil, cultivate good, and purify your minds. This is the teaching of not only one Buddha, all Buddhas' teaching. So there are only 3 things very simple to understand, but very, very difficult to put into practice. Sapapapasa akaranan, do not do any evil, do not do what is bad. We sometimes do what is bad. Kusalasa upasambara, cultivate good, do what is good. Sometimes we don't want to cultivate good, we are lazy, we don't want to do what is good. So Buddha said, do what is good. That is practicing charity, keeping moral precepts, developing metta, karuna, etc., and practicing meditation and volunteering service. That is what is meant by kusalasa upasambara, cultivate good. And then sajeta pariyostapanam, purify your minds. Our minds are always contaminated with impurities. And so Buddha urged his followers to purify their minds. When mind is purified, the person experiences total happiness. So if we can just follow these 3 pieces of advice, we would be the happy people in this world. So do not do any evil, do what is good, and purify the mind. Buddha did not just say, purify your mind. He taught us what to do to achieve the purifications of mind. Buddha gave us 3 steps to be practiced, one after another, along the path to spiritual attainment. The first of these steps in Pali is called Sila, moral purity. Moral purity is the basic of all spiritual practice. Moral purity means purity of bodily and verbal action. We do not do anything wrong with our bodies, and we do not do anything wrong with our speech. That is, we abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and we abstain from daily lies and backbiting, harsh speech, frivolous, etc. The second stage Buddha taught is samadhi, or purity of mind. Purity of mind through concentration. So concentration of mind is the second stage to practice. In order to practice concentration, there are a number of subjects of meditation. So we have to develop concentration step by step. The third stage is called Pinya, wisdom. Actually, wisdom here means the knowledge of the true nature of Nama-rupa, the knowledge of the true nature of body and mind, or the nature of psychophysical phenomena, and also the knowledge of the 4 noble truths. This third step, wisdom, is actually the outcome of the second step, concentration, which is based on the first step, sila, moral purity. So if we want to reach the highest stage of spiritual achievement, we have to go through these steps one by one. Without achieving the first one, moral purity, we cannot hope to reach purity of mind. Without purity of mind, which is concentration, we cannot hope to gain the knowledge of the true nature of mind and body, and we cannot hope to penetrate into the Four Noble Truths. So Buddha gave us this. Let us call it a blueprint for the spiritual growth for his disciple. If anybody follows these 3 steps, the person is sure to reach the final stage of spiritual attainment. After teaching the Dhamma for 45 years, Buddha passed away at the age of 80. That is why we celebrate these 3 events in his life on the full moon day of May. But in this country, we have different ways doing things. We don't do it on the real full moon day of May, but about few weeks after the full moon day of May. Today we celebrate these 3 events in the life of the Buddha. Practice the Dhamma, we listen to Dhamma, and we meditate, and we recollect the virtues of the Buddha, and we think on his fulfilling the paramis for the long, long period of time, and then his birth, enlightenment, and his passing away. When Buddha appears, countless beings get benefits from his teaching. Countless beings attain enlightenment and become Sotapannas, Sagragamis, Anagamis, and Arahants, and so on. So the appearance of the Buddha is very beneficial to all beings, not just to all mankind, to all beings. That means including the celestial beings and also the beings down in the 4 woeful states. Wherever or whenever Buddhas appear, they appear for the benefits of all beings. And so today, in gratitude to the Buddha, because he taught while he was alive, and then he left his teaching to be regarded as the Buddha and to be regarded as our teachers. When he passed away, we celebrate Buddha Day. Although the Buddha as a person is not now with us, Buddha has disappeared altogether, still there are his teaching. Still we have his teaching. These teachings are like the Buddha himself. giving us benefits. And so we are so grateful to the Buddha for leaving his teaching for the generation to come. And also we practice what the Buddha taught, and we have also gained benefits from the practice. So today we celebrate Buddha Day with reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha and following his teaching and practicing what he taught. So we have to stop, we have to end our discourse for today. May you practice the Dhamma, may you see the Buddha, may you meet the Buddha, may you attain enlightenment in this very life.